Hello, welcome to the back seat of my car. Usually this is the domain of my kids, and when they're in the car they want to use their telephones, laptops or whatever. So in the past I've made for each a USB socket so they could use their tablets all the journey. But nowadays they've got a smartphone and a laptop, and these USB ports are not sufficient anymore. You can't charge a laptop on it, and charging a telephone, the current telephones, will take quite long. So it is time to upgrade these USB ports. I've got two of these. These are from aluminium and they are capable of 65 watts. So even a laptop should be, you even should be able to charge a laptop with these. When you're looking for something like this for your car, watch very carefully at the documentation, because when you're charging a laptop, they want to charge at 20 volts at, now this one can charge 20 volts at 3 amps. But a lot of these, especially the cheaper ones, are not able to charge at 20 volts. They need the 24 volt input because they don't have a step-up converter. This one should have a step-up converter in it, and that's why this one is able to charge at 65 watts at 12 volts. There is a reason why I have these in and not the simple ones like this. This is the current power supply for the two USB ports. They're connected to 12 volt from the car. I have a custom system built in it. The reason I say there's not much space, this is the part you want to put them in, but as you can see at the back, there's no space. You can't put them just in here because you're going into that pocket, and another place is not available. And I prefer not to have them over here, because then you have the wires coming out of here and it's easy to kick them, or often there's laying stuff over here. So I want to put them in here. I've got the part. Let's go into the garage. Let's see if we can get the two USB ports into this part. I took a leftover piece of steel, drilled two holes of 30 millimeters into it. I trimmed off the bottom of the plastic so the steel would fit under it. Then I made the piece of steel into the right size. I welded on a small tab for mounting it, and then I sandblasted the whole part and spray painted it with rattle can. It's now painted, so let's put in that's one. I drilled 2 holes through the welded tab. In go 2 screws with nuts. And the front I will glue in place. I use some epoxy glue. If this glue does not hold, I can always put in 2 screws. Now this needs to set for 24 hours and then hopefully it sticks. I'm going to put in a 20 amp fuse. The documentation states you need a 12 amp fuse for one, but I don't see how you can use more than about 10 amps per unit. So I think a 20 amp will do. I've soldered the wires together. Then I've put on a connector. This is a bigger connector than the current connector in the car. So I also changed the connector inside the car. This one can handle more current. And the panel can go back. I have a powered USB tester, cable that's rated for 100 watts and a telephone. So let's put the telephone in. And the tester says it's charging at 15 volts at about 20 watts. And with the laptop connected, it charges at about 44 watts maximum. The only strange thing is that one laptop charges only on the left port, not on the right, but another laptop charges on both. But it charges at 20 volts at about 44 watts. We have 4 USB ports, 2 regular, 2 USB-C. The USB-C ports are pretty fast. I can pull 44 watts from them and they should be able of charging at 65 watts, but not on these laptops I've tried. But now we can charge the laptop while driving, so that's job done. That's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching and I hope to see you on the next one.